Hey everyone, welcome back to another Tuesday Newsday. I'm a little allergy-ish or maybe catching concrete, I'm not sure which, so bear with me here, but it is great to be back from GameHoleCon. I'm here today with my very good friend, Aaron Dykstra, who is the Shadowrun Missions Developer and a Shadowrun freelancer. How are you, Aaron?
I am doing fantastic today. It's been a while since we talked.
Yeah, I miss you.
I miss you too.
If you don't know, Aaron has actually been a friend of mine and like for my company, a mentor and friend since the company was a concept. So I really appreciate Aaron's calm demeanor, and yeah, I really can't speak highly enough. Since I was at GameHoleCon this past week, a friend of yours found me and was like, "Oh, I'm friends with Aaron. I wanted to say hi for him," and I was like raving about our friendship. So
I appreciate that. He actually
of
reached
course,
out to me as well and had mentioned being able to talk to a bunch of the folks at the booth and said it was really cool.
yeah, he was looking for a book and was like, "What book can I buy that Aaron's written in?" And RJ was like, "It's easier to find a book that or list out the books that Aaron hasn't been in." So
Yeah, I started on Kachibi Code and I've taken a couple breaks, but not very many.
yeah, fair enough. Bear with me, guys, as again my face is trying to explode. So if I lean off screen, I'm blowing my nose. uh, but I'm excited to talk to Aaron today about missions, about some of the lore and where it's going, and kind of relating that to some of the experiences that came up at GameHoleCon. Um, I don't have a ton of news since I've been out of the office for almost 2 weeks. So I don't have a ton of new news for folks. But if you have questions, feel free to put them in chat for the mods, and I'll get to them at the end of the show. I'm probably also going to do a big list for anything I don't have the answers to since it's been 2 weeks since I've been in the meetings and stuff, so that I can get any answers that I don't have. But for now, um, Aaron, vamp for me because I'm gonna blow my nose.
It's being very cautious about all of this. I'm personally looking forward to hearing about GameHoleCon. I wasn't able to go, and I know it's a great con, and I know a lot of the folks that go have a great time. So I'm looking forward to hearing more about that.
Yeah, I really, if you haven't gone, I really recommend it. My first year with Catalyst, I went to 12 shows, and this is, I think, just unquestionably my favorite show. It's about 4,000 people now. It's growing every single year. This year they just opened a second building. There's food trucks and like a little cafeteria, but the food trucks are really good. And then it's where the industry goes to play. So like we hung out one night with Ed Greenwood, and we met his name was Will, I believe. I hope I'm not messing that up. But he is the current line developer or current developer for Eberron. And he's also, I believe he said, the art director for Elder Scrolls Online, which is really cool.
Wow, wow.
Yeah. Last year I met Sam Witwer's brother. It's just a really cool show. So one of the things that I do want to bring up, though, that's a little bit of a downer, but I want to call it out. Rob Wieland, who worked on 4th edition Shadowrun, passed away the Sunday before GameHoleCon. And that was a really tough one for the industry. I had met him before Catalyst. I had him on my interview show. But he's the one, guys, when you see articles in Forbes and for Catalyst and Shadowrun and Battletech, that was Rob. He knew everyone. He was extremely generous with his knowledge and like always made time for us. It was pretty heartbreaking because he had actually asked me to run Anarchy 2.0 for him at GameHoleCon. And then he just suddenly wasn't there. So it was pretty devastating. But there was a beautiful memorial event for him. We all told stories. There was a lot of laughter and tears. and I ended up running my 2 Shadowrun non-missions games. I ended up doing like a live the way Rob lived. He did a lot of charity work, like live streams for charity and stuff. So I kind of gave some examples of the things he's done in real life and said, live the way I lived, and it's a payout of 3,000 new yen per thing you do. And so both groups actually ended up stealing a bunch of food from Corpse and giving it to needy organizations and stuff, which was really cool. So and I did talk to RJ and Jason, and they are going to canonize Robin to Shadowrun. So
very cool.
I'm really excited for that. So miss him. But I did want to call him out because he's just wonderful, and he has had a big impact on Shadowrun and BattleTech in the media and to the Shadowrun line. But other than that, on happier stuff, GameHoleCon, geez. So they for being so small, they do have True Dungeon there. So they did so they have it every single time. I didn't get to run this time, but they're a blast. They had big presence from Chaosium, so there was a lot of Cthulhu and some of their other games as well. It's a little teeny tiny vendor hall, and a lot of smaller companies, a lot of indie companies to support, but Catalyst adjacent ones. We had Brent Chumley, who's an artist for Shadowrun, BattleTech, and Leviathans, and he also does really cute dragons / puppies and stuff like that. So like it's like a baby dragon and a baby puppy, like both pulling on like a ropey or something like that. So very cute stuff. And he has like mouse pads and t-shirts and artwork and stuff like that. So he was there. So you can get a mech t-shirt or a Leviathans t-shirt and stuff like that. What else was there? I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that was I kind of lost focus. If I think of it, I'll let you guys know. Our missions sold out, our Shadowrun missions, and we had a BattleTech grinder, a demo agent comes every year just to do BattleTech, and did a grinder. We actually moved. We used to be in the RPG and the miniatures hall for Shadowrun and BattleTech, but we have this booth that's really special. All of GameHoleCon is like attached to the long hallway right when you walk in the front door, and all the big doors are like in front of you and down the hall. So if you turn to the right, there's 2 sets of stairs. The first set of stairs, when you get to the top, is where Monty Cook is, and they have a big lounge set up, and you can drink there and play games, and there's stores up there. And we did the same thing starting last year. So we had an awesome staircase graphic of the Anarchy 2.0 cover. Every time I walked up the stairs, I kicked the dragon in the eye. It became tradition. So, because I want to start shit. So at the top of the stairs, there was our booth. We did really well. And then there's a conference room attached. Last year they did streaming there, but they emptied it out this year and we got it and did all of our games in there. So it was like a whole Catalyst, Shadowrun, BattleTech, everything in there. Jason ran a Voltron and a Frostpunk RPG, and we're really excited because between those 2 and Anarchy, those should all be out for next year. So we'll be able to just keep growing. And we're super excited for that. Feel free to comment while I blow my nose.
Well, I know the Anarchy stuff is super exciting. I had the benefit of being able to help them with some of the proofreading of the English translations, and I really like what I'm seeing. I think GMs are going to have fun with it. I think players are going to have fun with it. I actually got a chance to write 2 of their adventures for Anarchy too. So
awesome! I didn't know that.
Yeah, they that some of the stretch goals was some additional adventures, and they asked me if I'd be willing to put a couple in. So I was
awesome.
glad to.
Cool.
Off the Seattle storyline.
Yay! Cool. The missions went great since they all sold out. That was pretty epic. And then we did. They have a ton of special guests that go to Gen Con, to GameHoleCon. So Jason, RJ, and I were all special guests, so you could sit down and play games with us. RJ did an Anarchy demo that was about an hour long. I did a full Anarchy game that was 3. And then with Jason's games of Frostpunk and Voltron, that was really nice. Maybe next year we'll get Kung Fu Panda there too.
Hopefully.
What else? There was something else I was going to go with, and I forget what it was. But yeah, it was just a blast. Again, really, if you haven't been there, you should consider it. It's in Madison, Wisconsin, which is also just, I really like that city. Like it's Twin Lakes, and it's just really pretty and chill, and I like it a lot. So,
it's a pretty small area as well compared to where the other big conventions are. Like those are bigger cities, so you have to. There's more to do, but like they don't have that close feel.
Yeah. Well, kind of leading into some questions for you. One of the things that we had for merch there was the Dragon Scroll. And for those of you who haven't heard of this before, so it's an 8-foot long scroll. It's double-sided in terms of art, and the art is all done by Echo Chernik, who did the parts of the tarot deck, and then also, if you guys remember the No Future cover, it was a slip cover, so it's like not Matrix, and then you slip the cover over, and it is all lights up like the Matrix. So one of our top artists, and then you worked with her to do some really cool stuff. So let me give the high level. The high level is that you can interact with this scroll as a game aid. We have the Halo app? Is that what it's called?
Halo augmented reality app, which is available on Android and iOS.
Okay. And you can scan it on your phone in AR and see a bunch of extra things light up, including 40 spells.
I'm not sure how much they're releasing right away, but I wrote 40 spells and 10 rituals to include, as well as a whole bunch of lore around the dragon that the scroll is about.
Oh, cool.
So super excited to see that finally launching, because this is something that I know Echo did the art 2 years ago, and I did all the spells 2 years ago, and it's any type of like major project like this takes a huge amount of coordination, with big special thanks to Ian King, who did all of the programming for the Halo overlay.
Yeah. I'm really excited about this because now it not only is a cool decoration, but it's a game aid as well. 40 new spells and the 10 rituals that have never been in the game before.
Brand new.
Which is super exciting. So they sold out. It was really cool to see. Oh, also, not only do you get the scroll, it comes in this wooden box that has the Shadowrun logo on it and stuff. And then it comes in a cardboard box that's actually like an in-world cardboard box. It's by Wuxing, and it like has like all of these like labels all over it that are in-world. So I'm like, I've never wanted to display a cardboard box before, but now I do. So
it's really cool.
Thanks, Matt. He designed that.
I will say, like, one spell that is in there, I'm not afraid of spoiling, is not all of them are going to be like super pertinent to your game. Some of them are there as fun little nods to the history. Like, there's a spell for a dragon shaman to clean the teeth of a dragon, because you never know, like you've munched on some of your foes, and it's time to make sure that your teeth don't rot. So let's have a spell that keeps them clean. So there is that. I think you're probably going to lead into the next part, which is risk and rewards. The Halo app works with that as well, and so I want to say almost every art piece in there has some form of overlay. So
That's cool.
I played with it. It was so cool. My favorite was there's a boat in it, and it shows like flames going down the side of the boat as a really cool overlay. It's super vivid.
I haven't gotten to play with it yet, so I'm really excited for this. So Risks and Rewards is the first of the upcoming source books and plot books and stuff that will be able to interact in AR as well. And a lot of the book is about the research, right? That's going into the scroll.
We've got 5 adventures in there that really dig into it allows you to input this into your game, where you're working for this mysterious Miss Johnson who happens to have the scroll but needs help translating it. And so you're going out and getting ancient Egyptian digs. You're looking for clues that will help you end up building out this adventure. But for you to understand what role your runners play in this really cool piece of art.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can't speak highly enough to this. This is really cool, and it really feels like we're finally bringing Shadowrun into, you know, the Matrix and making that a more real part of gameplay. Magic next, please.
Well, I mean, that's coming, right?
I want working spells.
Well, gosh, that would be really nice. Now, I will say it, the Halo stuff, one of the things that Ian was super excited about is it does mean that we can actually go back to past books and add overlays as well. So
yeah. Oh, that's
really
cool.
Really depends on like what types of stories that RJ and Ian and Jason want to tell.
That's so exciting. Oh man, I just can't wait for this. So the scroll is coming online. I saw some chat on in my emails that it's going to be on the store soon. And then it will be at the cons and stuff. And it's 150. It's 150 USD. So considering you get the 2-sided art piece and the interactive gameplay, it's a pretty easy sell.
It's gorgeous.
What else about the lore story or anything do you want to share about that before we move on?
Can I share? So it really touches on you're going to discover lots of pieces about like the care and feeding of your dragon. Basically, they're this dominant species on the planet, and how they're able to work with meta-humanity through the ages. And it does touch on some things in past ages, and it without doing any sort of copyright infringement sort of things. We do our best to make sure the world continues to grow forwards and backwards.
Awesome. Cool. Now you've been working on missions as well, and the current missions, are those still in? Yeah, they're still in New Orleans, right? Yeah.
We have our set of writers. They're busy at work writing out the finales for New Orleans. So I've got 18 writers for next summer. We're a little bit busy. There's a lot of proofreading and reviewing and playtesting that's happening behind the scenes to get all this stuff ready for next summer.
That's awesome.
But that'll be the final year of New Orleans.
Oh, wow. Okay. That went fast. How do people get involved if they want to write or edit or help or anything?
Editing and proofreading and playtesting, those are things I need all the time. I'm always looking for that. You can either touch us on the Shadowrun Missions Facebook page. I've got me and a couple other helpers that keep an eye on that. The others, if you're on Catalyst Game Lad's Discord, or if you're in Shadowrun Missions Online Discord, you can hit me up. It's Aaron or Reverend Zero. Always glad to chat, get you under NDA, and see how it goes. I'll be honest, playtesting, writing good feedback, helping me out with proofreading, it just generally gives you a leg up when it's time to find new writers. And a big part of that is because you start to understand what we're looking for and what makes a good mission, and how do we ensure that players have a good time when we go to conventions.
That's awesome.
And I do open up the call for new writers every year. We open it the weekend of Origins, and I close it basically a couple days after Gen Con. And that way people have about 5 to 6 weeks to write what they think would be a really cool adventure. Not a full adventure. I'm not making that would be way too much work. But to give me an idea of your writing style, be able to write a scene, see how you break down the structure of the writing, and then we pick the best writers, which usually means I have to turn down about half to 2/3 of folks, which always kills me. I hate turning people down. But we always do it again every year, and we try to grab new writers each year. So it's
I know we've talked about this in the past, but one of the ways, if you're interested in game design and writing for Shadowrun or even BattleTech or something, a great way to get a foot in the door is through missions. Because I know you've said that you've handed like, great, you're doing great as a missions writer. I think RJ and Jason could use you. Here you go. And then you have another opening, and they get a position filled.
Yeah, it always kills me. I take my best writers and I give them up to the mainline writing, and now like I have brand new writers, and there's always a lot of work with new writers, and part of it is I'm able to work with writers. It's easier for me to do it than RJ, right? RJ's got a lot more on his plate. And so it's easier for me to take a handful of writers and coach them and give them feedback on both style, but also ideas. But yeah, we just I handed 5 names up to RJ this summer, and they worked on an upcoming book that I don't know if it's been announced yet. It's always one of those cases, like I try to remember what RJ and Jason have spilled the beans on, and I don't always have that list ready.
Fair.
But yeah, we promote people. Most of the writers for Shadowrun came out of the missions. It really is a good way to cut your teeth and learn how to write and learn how to think about the world and how you want to portray it.
Okay. I do have a couple of quick links to share with you guys. Okay, it's more than a couple. That were fed to me as well. So, BattleTech Gothic is out now. Charge forth into the battlefields of the endless war. So I'm going to drop that in chat here. And we also have an exclusive Gothic issue of Shrapnel, the BattleTech magazine. This includes a piece by our very own moderator, Lorcan Nagel. October free BattleTech fiction, The Fox Marauders, a BattleTech Gothic short story by Brian Young. Yeah, I got you, Dave. I got you today. Especially since I did this out of order than what I usually do. Our friend Big Red 40 Tech recently released an awesome video talking about the Grand Titan Battle Mech. So you can check that out. Whee! For Shadowrun, we just talked about risks and rewards, and this is a plot or a campaign book, right? Or is it plot?
Which one?
Risks and rewards.
Risks and rewards is the mission book that's corporate centric.
Gotcha. And it takes place in Cairo.
It does. Which means it includes like a city section on Cairo, one chapter that's goes into detail, and Cairo is interesting. It's real interesting.
Ooh.
Magic's illegal.
Ooh. What?
Yeah, you're not. They're very much magic is not allowed. So when you use it, you're doing it very surreptitiously.
Okay. All right. Enjoy diving into the tombs of Egypt with the special Shadowrun Missions Legends 2-parter, The Nile Gambit. Start with City Under the Sand and wrap up the adventure in Cave of Shadows. So, can you talk a little bit about that?
So each year we do something special with the missions line to make an adventure for what we call Legends of the Shadows. And it's a really great Gen Con premiere event where players get to play with the people that write for Shadowrun. And so we've got this last year we had Bull, we had RJ, we had Jason, we had Tom Dowd, and myself, which is always weird to say. And we were players in the game, and we got to play with the players, answer questions, hang out. And the adventures that we write, we tie into some of the more recent books, and that way you get a chance to play in the books that are just coming out with adventures that were specially written for just creating a great time.
Cool. We have October free Shadowrun fiction, Calaveras and Chrome by Christopher D. Schmitz. And if you haven't gotten to watch this, it was really, really cool. You actually GM'd this at Gen Con. This was the Shadowrun line developer live play of Shadowrun 6 World. And Aaron GM'd. We had Jordan Weissman, creator of Shadowrun and BattleTech. We had Tom Dowd from 2nd edition, Mike Mulvihill from 3rd and 4th, Jason Hardy from 4th through 6th, and RJ Thomas from 6th. And I got to play too. So all of that you can check out if you want some Shadowrunny goodness.
It was great fun. Absolutely was a blast.
Yeah. I can't wait till next year's.
I know. I'm looking forward to it.
We've talked about doing an edition wars, so they each get to play a character from their own edition, and then we finally see who's his best.
I went through and I actually started prepping that and looking at it. I don't know if I'm ready to do that. There's some big disconnects. It turns out, like, but we'll talk about it after.
But it would be really funny though if you were like, oh, that wasn't in that edition, so you don't get to do it. Awesome. General Catalyst stuff. Please support our friend Quincy of Quincy's Tavern and the Dice Cream Sandwich team with their upcoming charity D&D game for the Make-A-Wish Foundation's Roll for Wishes initiative. The Willy Wonka themed madness will be on October 23rd. That's too long for YouTube, so I have to make it 2 posts. Here we go. Enjoy some horror themed fiction from Catalyst this month. We have a BattleTech and Shadowrun on offer. Ooh, I'm gonna sneeze again. Don't forget to sign up for the My Hero Academia crowdfunding campaign. Relive the battles from the show, or even see never before seen matchups and how they would go. Plus Ultra. Whee! And finally, are you ready to explore the deep dungeons and eldritch evils of Varisia and with Pathfinder Runefire? Sign up to be notified for the campaign launch. So this is the board game that we had Shadowrun Crossfire, then Dragonfire with D&D, and now Pathfinder has Runefire. And we've been working with them. That launches February 3rd. So we're really excited for that. All right, that's a lot of links. So that was a nice little commercial break. So where are things going next, Aaron? What are you working on that you're allowed to talk about, and whether it's for the mainline or missions?
At this point, like, I've got 2 books in the works that I've got a couple chapters for that I'm looking forward to. Unfortunately, those are on the no talk list, but there is the Advanced Magic book that's going to be coming out that was showcased a couple copies at Gen Con and at a couple of the other conventions. That was super fun to work on. I'm looking forward to that hitting the mainline release. Once we finish with New Orleans, we're busy at work already on the next location. I did see in the chat somebody had mentioned Sheboygan. It's not in Sheboygan. It is in Atlanta.
Okay.
There's some really interesting stories to tell in Atlanta now that we've got Omnistar there. We've got Ares there. We've also got this sort of thread of discontent between the CAS and UCAS. And so we want to really tug on those strings and see what sort of interesting stories we can tell. And it's always fun to bring writers and give them a chance to see how they try to smack the runners around a bit. But yeah, we're looking forward to that one.
Can you add a mission about how awful that airport is?
I think we can do that. Well, we're gonna have an ebook for it. Not just the airport. But we're doing a full Atlanta ebook that's coming out soon. We have a lot of ebooks lined up. I don't want to spill the beans for our ebook line developer, but I did happen to send him about 12 pitches for new ebooks, and which they took all of them, and I'm not writing any of them. I was just connecting writers with the ebook line. But yeah, there's some really cool stuff that's coming that should be really useful for your home game.
Awesome. Great. Okay.
New.
And then you said so. Next up is Atlanta, and then I know what has been announced for. Let me just make sure. I know coming up at the end of November, is Deus Ex Arcana.
That's the magic book. Yep.
Yeah. Anything you can share about that?
Yeah. It really starts looking at what magic looks like after the Dysian Shadow Wars. And
Okay.
so, in order to kick the Dysians out, we kind of had to do a reboot on mana. And so that involved some big ritual that happened down in the Antarctic. And now it's sort of seen like how magic has changed, and that really means like we're looking at like how does tradition play a factor in magic. Like we've done a lot of things towards UMT, and does that still apply? Or do you get an extra sort of bump in power if you align more closely with shamanism or hermeticism? And so
Okay.
really digging into that. Also some really just crazy, wacky ideas. The advanced books are always like a chance to add the weird stuff in.
Yeah.
And so there's definitely as I read through it, because I'm going through and trying to make sure that it's missions legal. What things can I bring forward, and what things end up on the ban pile because they're just too powerful.
Yeah. Okay.
So those are the sort of big ones that I saw in that one. Also, I think if I remember right, we also took a look at trying to make alchemical preps be a little bit more dynamic.
Okay.
I think that was included. I don't know if that made the cutting room floor or not.
All right. And then I know RJ has also mentioned that Asphalt Jungles is coming. What's that? What's up with that?
Asphalt Jungles. Did he mention the other one that starts with an M?
Type it to me.
All right.
I'll let you know.
I think he
just
did.
Can't remember. Oh yeah, he's talked about Mean Streets.
So Mean Streets and Asphalt Jungles are peas in a pod. So Mean Streets covers gangs, dark threats in the Sixth World, covers organized crime, like all the seedy underbelly, which is super great fun to throw into your games. Asphalt Jungle takes and puts those into a campaign, and so you're able to operate out of Motor City or Old Detroit or New Detroit, where you're working with the different organized crime. You're working to smuggle guns. You're like just all of the nasty, naughty things that you expect out of Shadowrun. And that's actually where we took a lot of those new writers, and they got to cut their teeth on writing a couple adventures in Asphalt Jungles.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, anything else about what you've been working on that you want to share before we jump over to Q&A with the chat?
Really, the big thing that I always tell folks is if you're interested in writing for Shadowrun, because it's something that I wanted to do years ago, and I got my chance through missions. Come see us at missions. Like we're always looking for new writers, and definitely check out some of the new books. Like we're moving into the advanced stage of the books, which means you get crazy tripped out power curves, and your game goes fully into the epic levels. Like that's always great fun.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, and I did forget to mention, I remembered at the beginning of the show and was going to bring it up later and then forgot. We've got a team at Essen. Randall and Bryn, I believe, are over in Germany right now, playing at Essenspiel. I know that Michael Chandra mentioned that he's demoing My Hero Academia right now, and we'll pass some questions to him if you want. So feel free to ask questions of Randall, and maybe Michael can feed those to us next week. All right. So for our guest, Michael Chandra said, why is Aaron so awesome, and how can we protect him from this cruel world and himself?
I'm very bad at that. I do like to write. That means dealing with my day job and my night job. So
that's awesome.
That said, I have a good time with it, and I've learned a huge amount, and I appreciate the opportunity that was given to me. So
cool. Night Moss, I just saw Night Moss at GameHoleCon. We made it home safely, and I have not opened the box. I haven't done any unpacking. I just walked in the door last night, and I've been sleeping all day. So I haven't checked to see if the Pink Panther is unbroken. So I'll let you know for next week and show off my very first Leviathan mini from Night Moss, which I so appreciate. So thank you. Captain General Conch said, has Talon handed off the t-shirt he received at PAX Australia to Lauren? And if so, what was his reaction? Can we get a stream of him with him wearing it? I haven't heard, so I'll have to ask about that and see if Lauren can take a picture. I know Lauren just this past week got back to see he and Talon don't live close. They live in different parts of Washington, so it's possible that hasn't happened yet. But I'll let you know. Kickstarters from CDT Discord. Are retail backers being fulfilled at the end of their regional fulfillment groups? Yes, they should be. We have a new distributor. We're for Leviathan, starting with Leviathans, and they started with big shipments, like the largest shipments. Which included retail. We were like, no, we want to do that at the end. So some of the retailers got their stuff early. Some of them will get that at the end. But yes, normally we try to do retail groups at the end, because what we don't want is if you back the Kickstarter, you go to your local game store and someone else is picking it up that didn't back the project. So that's the thinking around that. Tanbo Karasu asks, it's been some time since we heard anything about Lev's international fulfillment. When are we expecting this to happen? We're still hoping for this year. I'm looking at the date. It's 10/21. Stuff is supposed to be moving, the last I heard, from China to the international hubs. There was some turnover, I guess, the manufacturer, and so our contact was out, and so we're trying to remake sure with the new person that they know what's going on and where everything is going. My understanding is it was supposed to at least be clocked to leave. I know they have to wait for the ship to fill or something like that at time. I don't do fulfillment, but I should be getting an update tomorrow, because tomorrow, Wednesday, is our meeting with the shipper. So hopefully I'll get some info tomorrow on that. Let's see. Prussian Havoc. All Lev's campaign box sets are missing the 8 campaign tracker sheets. Does CGL intend to mail these separately to all backers who purchase them, or provide a PDF? I'm not sure. If you can, I'll investigate this week. But also, if you can email store@catalystgamelabs.com. He's the one that handles all of the if there's anything missing, if there's any problems, he kind of escalates that. So if you can also email store@catalystgamelabs.com, but I will also look into that, this week. Same with the next question. Leviathan's dice sets were advertised to be 2 dice of each of 5 colors. Instead, only single D black and D red dice are being shipped. Does Catalyst have a fix? I'll try to get in touch with Bryn and get an answer to that too. Michael Chandra, what are the statuses of Voltron and Takedown? Voltron, one of the books, it has been approved and I think is in layout now. Do you know about this, Aaron?
I do. The one's done. One is still waiting them to read through. So they're getting close. That's the last I've seen on it, though. Once it's in layout, it generally does take a bit of time as we go through each chapter and get them properly laid out and then proofread.
And I know some of this happens slow too, because one of the downsides of not owning the IPs and licensing them is, like, I know Mike Ritchie submitted the Voltron board game stuff a while back and it hasn't gotten the approvals for it. So it's like, wait.
Months.
Fix stuff. Wait. So everything's moving, but it's a little slow when we have to wait on approvals. And Takedown. Everything is either at the warehouse or on the water. And then we have to, once they arrive at the warehouse. We need to stuff the Mr. Johnson's briefcases, and then fulfillment will begin. So I know it's been a little bit slow on getting, I think, are the quotes out? I think the quotes are out. We haven't gotten the quotes back from the shipper yet, because that was what we wanted to do in the meantime while we were waiting. Maybe we did. Again, it's been 2 weeks and my brain is a little fuzzy, so I'll have to check. But then we should be able to upload the quotes for backer kit to do payment. Oh, I got whispered to by Tyler that the quotes are in. We believe the quotes are in, so they just need to be. What was that? Oh, domestically. Okay, so at least the domestic quotes are in, and then we'll be able to get those uploaded to backer kit pretty shortly here. So stay tuned. Kalos's gaming table. BattleTech has the universe book to give a massive primer to the BattleTech universe. Do you know the plan? Or do you know or plan to have something similar for Shadowrun? Do you know anything about this, Aaron?
I'm sure that it's something that RJ has thought about. I don't know if there's nothing that I've heard of on the schedule, so I know we always love to flesh the world out more, and that initial primer for new players and new GMs is always super desirable. I personally would love to see it. So if I get a chance to bug RJ, I will bug him.
And maybe that's something we could plan for, because Universe came out in the 40th anniversary of BattleTech, and I think this year's the 36th for Shadowrun.
Yeah, so we've got 4 more years.
Maybe we could plan something.
That'd be awesome.
Similar. It's a good question. That was Kickstarters and now Leviathan's questions. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna sneeze again. Give me 1 second. We may wrap a little early once we're through all these questions, because I'm struggling a little bit. Depression Havoc asks, some of the 2012 Leviathans owners could not kickstart the later Leviathans. Will the 2012 ship card pack, Kickstarter Admiral and Backer Leviathan pack be available for retail sale? I don't know the full list of what's coming to retail. I think it is in a document somewhere that I can track down. But I don't have an answer. I'll have to follow up on that. When is the next Leviathans AMA? There's a lot of community interest. We can schedule something. We could probably get, if Britta is at Essen now, and then I know PAX Unplugged is mid-November. Maybe we can get Bryn on for some future of Leviathans questions. Dr. Dice Game Reviews. When might we see a revamp and all new content on the Monsters in the Sky webpage? The Chicago area is excited for Leviathans, and we want all the content we can get. I do know it's being worked on. I've seen some of the emails go through, and there is going to be a refresh. I'm not sure exactly when, so I can follow up on that, but there is big changes coming. Comment on Leviathans, Aaron.
I did get my my French pack, and I was super excited to see it. I have not cracked open all of the minis yet, but I have been flipping through the material and super impressed with what's been done.
Awesome. Andrew Dickinson tried getting Lev's games that I'm running mentioned on the Monsters Facebook page, and not getting anywhere. Running shakedowns and mission at fall. Is there a fix? The Monsters Facebook page. Are you talking about the Leviathans, the Catalyst one? Because there's several Leviathans pages, and we manage one of them. And I haven't seen any notifications or messages come in. But if you want some social media push and stuff, you should probably start with store@catalystgamelabs.com, because then that gets emailed to me and Michael for social media stuff, and then we look at it and see, like, is it demo team compliant and stuff like that. So email us and we can see what we can do to help. All right, any last minute questions coming in? What's the status of Leviathan's fulfillment? We were told 2 weeks ago that 10/22 is supposed to be the completed date, tentatively. So if I would say if you haven't gotten any shipment notification or packages by the end of this week, store at catalystgamelabs.com. What else do we have? Mercs Wave 4. The last thing I heard was that we were supposed to be shipping, I can't remember if it was 9/29 or something like that. If I should be getting an update tomorrow at the meeting, so I can do a backer update after that and let you guys know what I find out and where we are on that. So I appreciate you guys. We're only 13 minutes to the top of the hour, but I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap so I can take some cold medicine.
That seems fair.
Yeah. But thank you guys for being here. We should be here next week. The next time I travel, I believe, is PAX Unplugged, which is, I think, like November 20th or something like that. So I should be able to get to be here for the next few weeks, and we'll get you some good content, some nice guests. Aaron, thank you for coming. It's good to talk to you.
It's great talking to you as well.
We should just schedule a not live chat and hang out a little bit.
Absolutely.
I would love that. Awesome.
You've been busy, so I can understand. Like it's always difficult to get time to talk to someone because you've helped the community so much.
Oh, thank you. I'll try to schedule it for when I don't have to mute every 15 seconds and blow my nose. Awesome.
That would be good.
Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.